Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to SMM Connect. Today's webinar is entitled Driving Results, How to Measure and Optimize the ROI of Your Marketing Efforts. And our presenter today is Jack Phillips, chairman of ROI Institute. Jack is a world-renowned expert on accountability, measurement, and evaluation, and he provides consulting services for Fortune 500 companies and major global organizations. And folks, this is going to be a fantastic session. I'm your producer, Roger Reitzel. We're glad you're here, and we hope you can join us for some more opportunities we have coming up. We've got on October 17th with Michael and David, Are Your Sales Leaders Doing Enough to Ensure Your Top Performers Are Fully Engaged? On the 17th, we also have Leveraging LinkedIn Events to Engage Prospect. And on the 24th, we have From Winging It to Winning with Dr. Cindy. So these be great sessions. We hope you can be there for those too. And remember to please also join us at SMM Connect Us. That's at X, formerly known as Prince. Join us there too. And course, there's the SMM Focus Reports, topics your counterparts are thinking and talking about. Subscribe today at salesandmarketing.com. Subscribe. And with that, we're ready for today's events. Today's event, Driving Results, How to Measure and Optimize the ROI of Your Marketing Efforts. Jack, we're glad you're here. Thanks already in advance. This is going to be a great session.
Thank you, Roger. Good to be here. And it's good to talk about our favorite topic, how to sort out the effects of your marketing and show value up to ROI. I use up to ROI because not everything needs to go to ROI, but some of them do. We'll talk about that. So Roger just gave you some background. I just want to point out a couple of things here. I ended my career as president of a banking system. And the marketing department reported to me, and you can imagine I'm using a methodology that we're describing here because we had created it earlier. And I was driving my marketing team crazy. But what we did was to make sure that we could see clearly the value delivered by marketing. Sometimes that's not so clear. We're going to talk about that today. And we've written lots of books around this methodology in lots of different areas, but today we're talking about ROI marketing. That's the first book you see on that list of publications there. We work globally all over the world, 70 countries now. So ROI is a big topic. It's a hot topic around the globe. So let's think about our objectives here. We want to show you the 5 levels of outcomes that's there for any marketing project. Regardless of what it is, you've got these 5 levels of outcome. The question is, do we measure along those levels? Should we? So we'll talk about that. And then we'll look, how do you get to that impact that you need and ROI? Well, you design for it. So we're going to show you what we mean by using design thinking, which comes out of the innovation field. But use it to design our projects and programs and initiatives to deliver the results that we want. Then we'll look at just a little bit about data collection along the way. That's important. But then how do you connect what you do to the business results? That we call it proving the value of what you do. That's very important. And then getting right into the ROI calculation. So we've got some materials for you, resources for you, at no cost to you. I'm going to start to we start on the right side and work up those lists for just a minute. First, as Roger pointed out, you'll get a copy of the slides if you need to preview these later. And there's a little handout that goes with this. It's downloadable. We're not asking you to download it now, although you can if you want to. We're going to go into 3 exercises in there, but it has a lot of activities and exercises that reinforce what we're covering today. So it's a great learning tool as you go forward. Then we want to give you this book. It's our book on ROI marketing. I think you'll find this a fabulous book. We wrote this because we couldn't see a book that was doing this in a very credible way. Notice the title of this, not only ROI in marketing, but the subtitle is always tells you what really happens in the book. The design thinking approach to measure, prove, and improve. Those are three concepts that we want to describe today. Measure it, prove it that we made a difference and specifically how much, and make it better. Even if we're successful, we're going to make it even better. And the last part of that is the value marketing. All of these 6 levels of outcomes represent the value of marketing, not just one measure, but 5 levels. So that book is available to you at no charge. It's a McGraw-Hill book. It's about $30+ on Amazon today. We'd be happy to get that to you if you want it. But that book has over 300 pages, and you're probably thinking, I don't want to read a 300-page book on ROI. Can't you simplify? Well, yes, and that's what the other document does. See, the ROI methodology and 12 easy steps. Hey, that's a 32-page guide of how do you make it work. You know, it's like the book in the college we had to read, but we didn't want to read it because it's too long. We always find that short version, sometimes called Cliff Notes, and in Canada is called Cole's Notes, but that's a short version. This is what you have there, the short version of this. So those tools are for you. Please enjoy, and our compliments. Now, I'd like to start with a poll here and say, which of these are pressing problems for you? Roger's going to administer this poll. So you can check all that apply here. And you can see this list. A is how should we allocate resources to get the most impact? B is how do we measure our impact and improve our marketing's value to the business? C is how do you leverage customer relationships? And D is how can we enhance marketing teams' capability? And E, how do we orchestrate customer journeys across multiple digital and non-digital channels? So we have lots of options there. Let's see where we are. And it looks like the leading one is number 2. So far it's coming.
Let me know when you want to broadcast these.
I think we're broadcast on now. Yes.
Okay.
We should have enough there. So looks like the number 1 is number 2 there, and that's the focus of our session today. But also we touch on those other areas as well, because by understanding the value of a marketing campaign and what works and what doesn't work helps us understand those other issues. So it looks like we have the right people at the right time here. So this is good news. So now let's look at another issue here, and that's checking with the Chief Marketing Officer Journal, where they were asked basically this very similar question that we just asked you. What's on the top of your mind? And that comment on the left of the slide there is what is their number 1, with 43% actually saying, how do we measure our impact and prove marketing's value to the business? Prove is a big issue here, and that's what we want to talk about. You can always prove what you've done. You've got to these days. Now we're going to show you 3 tools here that's important to us. One is this framework that we have here. Its framework is around a logic model that has its origins back in the 1800s, actually. It's a logical flow of data that occurs in any campaign. So it starts at the top up there with what we call level 0. Level 0 is who's involved. It's usually customers for a marketing campaign. And how long are they involved with you in the process? That's important these days. And what's it costing us? Those are inputs. But then you have the levels of outcomes. The first level of outcomes